See a Waymo Jaguar gliding through the sun-drenched streets of Phoenix, and the narrative feels almost magical. It looks like an autonomous ghost ship, navigating complex city intersections entirely on its own. The core economic promise of this technology is straightforward. Removing the human driver eliminates the single largest recurring cost in the ride-hailing business. But the hard reality of Waymo's ledger tells a different story. While a theoretical zero labor cost stays flat at the bottom, the actual capital and operations burn rate is a massive, climbing curve. Alphabet has burned billions in research and development over the years, and they are only just now projecting profitability by 2027 or 2028. The narrative of a fully independent Waymo driver obscures a massive, highly synchronized human workforce operating just out of sight. To understand Waymo's survival strategy and their aggressive push for nationwide expansion in 2026, we first have to unmask the shadow army of humans secretly keeping the AI on the road. The daily reality of a robotaxi empire operates in a closed loop. These autonomous vehicles cannot physically maintain themselves, which means they require constant human intervention. Every vehicle in the fleet demands intense hardware calibration from a small army of fleet technicians. The LiDAR, radar, and camera suites are essentially highly sensitive optical instruments exposed to the elements. Technicians must continuously align, test, and replace these sensors to keep the cars seeing clearly. Then there are the local depots. Human passengers bring spills, trash, and daily wear and tear into the cabins. Waymo relies heavily on cleaning crews stationed across the city to rapidly turn around these vehicles and restore the interior the moment a mess is reported. Even the act of driving requires human intervention, managed by high-level remote assistance teams monitoring the fleet from afar. These operators don't drive the cars with a joystick. When the AI encounters an edge case, like navigating a flooded intersection with a temporary construction detour, it escalates the problem. The human operators step in as strategic supervisors, providing the AI with specific waypoints and permissions to break the normal rules of the road. The autonomous revolution hasn't eliminated labor. It has created a new class of blue-collar tech workers necessary to service the AI infrastructure. Keeping this closed-loop operation running with constant human deployment is incredibly expensive. This animation illustrates the core economic hurdle, the massive fixed cost of the sensor dome weighing down the ledger. To balance the math, Waymo relies entirely on utilization. A vehicle must carry a paying passenger for as many hours of the day as possible to amortize that expensive hardware. Through continuous hardware refinement since 2017, they have slashed the physical cost of those sensor domes. But only when the per-mile hardware cost drops and extreme daily utilization is achieved does the ledger finally tip into the green. To accelerate this path to profitability, Waymo is aggressively altering its business model. They are moving away from owning the entire vertical stack to offload massive capital expenditures. Instead of building everything themselves, they are shifting to the cheaper Geely Zeekr platform to lower their manufacturing costs. In cities like Austin and Atlanta, they are even partnering with Uber to handle the dispatch logistics and customer acquisition. Waymo has transitioned into a hardened commercial utility, prioritizing sustainable margins as it moves beyond its experimental research phase. That push for margins is driving an explosive growth phase. In 2026, Waymo is rushing to cement nationwide dominance. They are expanding rapidly because the clock is ticking. Competitors with deep pockets are aggressively entering the robotaxi space, and Waymo needs to scale before rivals like Zoox or Tesla Cybercab can reach parity. To get there, they are pushing out of their established fortresses in Phoenix and San Francisco and executing a southern strategy. This means deploying deep into dense Texas hubs like Austin, Dallas, and Houston. Concurrently, they are targeting the Southeast, bringing their vehicles to high-traffic tourist and logistics centers like Miami and Atlanta. Alphabet expects the company to finally turn a profit by 2027 or 2028. Achieving that relies on passing the ultimate test, successfully deploying this exact physical and human infrastructure into nearly 24 U.S. cities and international markets simultaneously. Thoughtful pause. The irony of the driverless future is that it is fundamentally a human-driven enterprise. Turning this science fiction concept into an Alphabet-sized profit engine depends entirely on the shadow army working behind the curtain.